Hi everyone. It's a big pleasure for me to be here, and the biggest advantage of being remote is like you can drink. So let me jump to my slides quickly. So now something completely different, and I will rush through the slides because slides they are not that important in my talk. So Flutter, the platform. Yeah, my name is Evgeny. I'm GDE and other stuff. My company is Wrike. We're doing some kind of like project management solution. And the background is really important here. So we work with Dart for 5 years now, and so we have almost 75 Dart developers in our company, and like almost 1.5 million lines of code, of Dart code. So that's a lot. So we have some little background in Dart. And today I will talk about platform channels. So, what if you want to do something, to create something that is not in Flutter? You want to reuse some kind of native code or something like that. So, we will talk about binary channels, about encoded messages, method channels, and event channels. I will I will rush through some of the topics because, frankly speaking, I have a lot of information and there are many topics to cover. So yeah, maybe web if I have time. So and the biggest, sorry, and the most important idea behind channels is that actually there is no magic. Yeah, they they kind of like primitive and obvious, but there are some hidden spots. So let's take a look at the application, right? Why not? So I created some kind of application. Here it is. Here is it. It's some kind of finance bank application. It has just two fields like email address, and you can type actually everything here because it's just a mock. And we can log in. Yeah, and yay, we have 1,000 Wookie coins. So, and application, yeah, it's pretty simple. We have scaffold, a bar, just material things, and login page with some widgets, with two text form fields, and one account page. It's just a mock. Yeah, we have 1,000 Wookie coins. And let's jump into the magic of the channels, shall we? And we will begin from the basics, from the most important one, and it's actually binary channels. So this is the simple overview of the channels. So, and yeah, again, nothing really special about them. Here we have some Flutter framework, some middle layer, some on the iOS side is just Flutter View controller, and here our Flutter engine Android shell. So, and they took into our binary messages. So, and let's take a look at them. And let me switch to the first one. So, oh, let's jump to the second one. Yeah, because it's way better. And I really like Flutter and other stuff, but unfortunately, when you're changing something, you have to do something like this Flutter packages get, because otherwise, our analyzer is just going a bit crazy. So, how to send and receive messages to the native side and to the like, and vice versa, from native to Dart code. It's pretty simple. Here, let's jump into Kotlin code. It looks a bit strange and big, but it's kind of simple. Here we have Flutter engine, Dart executor, and here we are setting message handler. So when something from Dart side sending some messages from the Dart side to the native, we just subscribing to this, and here is the kind of callback. And here on this in this code, what are the most important things? First of all, it's a channel name. It should be consistent across Dart and native code. So, for example, here we have channel in the Kotlin and main activity. It's a wikibank/vi, and in our account we have same name. That's the first, I would not say problem, but yeah. So, for example, if I change something here, it will be not okay. Uh, Application will don't know anything about the strings and um, in the native code too. So that's the first thing. Second is that here we're subscribing to our handler, to our channel, and there is some magic with the messages. Actually, the main idea of this code is to receive some message, parse it, and get double and integer. Because for binary channels, you can use only obviously binary format like double, integer, float, and others. And here I just sending them back to the Dart side, so it's kind of loop. And here I subscribing to this channel. So to send something from Dart to Flutter, we're just using some buffer. It's a right buffer, and we're sending float and integer again. And here's the important thing: this one service binding instance default binary messenger. It's most primitive and actually default one, default binary messenger that you have from Dart side. Of course, you can create instance of some binary messenger by yourself, like a binary messenger, but like in most cases, you will stick to this default one. And we're sending some message to channel name, and the channel name is Wikibank, and some message. Yeah, pretty straightforward. So let's take a look at the code. So yeah, and actually, yeah, the third problem is that of course in Flutter we have hot reload, and it's super nice to have. But the problem is that in the Kotlin part or in iOS part or Android part, we don't have it. So every time you want to some kind of like reload, yeah, stop. Reload Kotlin code, of course, big problem is that you have to like relaunch it. And let's take a look at the application. Yeah, and you know the big problem for me is that it's like you have super ultra speed Ferrari or something, and you're like debugging and you changing the code and hot reload and other stuff. Then when you're developing something in the native code, it's like jumping from Ferrari to, I don't know, old Fiat or any other car. So um, yeah, we will wait. Yeah, it should be there. So, okay, sorry. Breakpoints. It should be, yeah, here, and here's the logs from Flutter. Oh, sorry, from the Android device. So, yeah, and we received some code and sent some code. So it's pretty straightforward and not that complicated. But what I would like to mention, first of all, here, first of all the messages, all the messaging, working with the messages, it's asynchronous. So no synchronous code here. So everything should be asynchronous with await or I don't know with then and futures. Same from native side. So everything is asynchronous too. Here I don't use any like response, but still. Another thing is that for a binary channel, of course, only primitives allowed, double, integer, and other stuff, and it's not that convenient. But we will talk about other cases later. What else to mention? Here it's a strange thing. Maybe it looks strange. Why to send now? But actually, from the Kotlin side or from iOS side, this null reply is required. You don't. It's impossible to send it like this, because by the signature you have to return something from the message handler. Of course, you can return anything you want. What else? How it actually works? Let's take a look at this binary messenger. It's a binary messenger. Sorry. Actually, it encodes everything that you send it to the buffer and then send it to the native site. About threads, the big, I would not say problem, but actually you cannot. Yeah, of course, Flutter and Dart is single threaded, but on Android side, yeah, you can create some additional threads. But unfortunately, all the messages and replies are received and must be sent on the platform's main UI thread. So yeah, and that's it. You can, of course, do some work in the background, but still, you should use like single threads. About exceptions, let's I don't know, send something, throw some exception from the native side. What if we have this kind of like exception? Of course, I should stop this and I should. So big problem or not problem thing that you should know is that what will happen with the application if we, for instance, get some error. Installing, waiting, and yeah. So like here we have some things, but it's really strange. Where is our exception? And actually, here it is. So we have some exception in, of course, in logs, but here on the Dart side, for instance, if I write something like this, like result, and I should print it, result, yeah, yeah, okay, but what? JavaScript, sorry. So and let's debug it. Okay, so the result is null. So from if you are dealing with the binary messages and binary channels, any exception from each parts of the application, like from the Dart part and from the native part, will not show any exception on this side. So you will get null result, yes, but and you will get some exceptions, but unfortunately nothing on the Dart side. You have to create some kind of way to work with exceptions by your own or use other channels. So yeah, and what else? Lifetime. So this handler, so like for instance here, set message handler. Lifetime is it's keeping alive with the Flutter view. So and actually here in how it works under the hood, it works as just as you can see where it is handlers. There is a handlers. So it's just a map. So how to register or unregister handler is just putting something into map. What does it mean? It means that if somewhere in the middle of your application you will, I don't know, write something like this. Sorry. With the same channel name, it means that it will be replaced, and it can lead to some problems, of course, because like it's up to you, and it's your fault if I don't know, you some kind of rewrite this message handler. Yeah. So And that's it for the binary channels. And yeah, let me wrap up this a little bit. Yeah, sorry. So messages are asynchronous. They should be sent into main threads, and null is required in the response. Yeah. So, and let's jump from binary messages, because binary messages, they're good, of course, but it's kind of not that convenient to send something with the binary messages. They pretty obvious, and they not encode anything, and they can be faster than others because they don't encode. But the problem is that it's not really convenient to say the binary messages. So let's jump into message channels, right? And let me. Oh, by the way, I totally forgot. Sorry, I totally forgot to show you something about the binary messages. Bum, bum, bum. I I asked a question. So, will we lose some frames in case of, I don't know, heavy animation or anything like that? And why not to check this out? So, where is our application? Because losing the frames and losing the messages, it's not really nice thing. So let me change my code a little bit. So what we have here, it's a kind of like set of counters. So from the Dart side, I just creating some where is some kind of counter. Yeah, outcoming counter. I am just saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. And from the Kotlin side, I just parsing this integer, and then just put this integer into the message and send it back. So it's kind of loop. So let's check, will it lose frames in some cases? Yeah, and here I'm checking. So if previous counter is not equal to, sorry, next counter is not equals to previous counter plus one, it means that we lost some frames. And the application is something like this. This is the counter. And what if I will show some kind of like animation? And the animation is where it is? Yeah, here. Animated rectangle. So just some kind of animation with a duration of 10 seconds. Yeah, and yeah, looks like everything is okay, and the speed of binary channels is okay for us. And what if we change something like not seconds but milliseconds? Epilepsy warning, sorry for that, and I should restart it. And okay, run. And yeah, so it's like animation of 10 milliseconds. And yeah, it's slowing down a little bit in some cases, but still no lost messages. Yeah, I understand that this benchmark is not great, and maybe a little bit naive, but still, yeah, from my expectations and from my experience, yeah, everything is okay. Okay, stop epilepsy, please, and let's jump into the next thing. Let's check the speed of the binary channels, because it's kind of really interesting. Flutter packages get up, and we should restart our application because the Kotlin part has changed. Where it is? Okay. Um, Sorry. Okay, so let's start and build it again and again and again. So here, what I have here, it's actually, again, it's a pretty naive benchmark, but why not? So here in send data to native, I have write buffer, and you, yeah, of course, it's an amazing loop from 0 to 1, but it's intentional. So and yeah, I just when I sending the this 1 byte, I just starting stopwatch. It's just Dart primitive for precise timer. Then I send it, and when I got it back, I just stop wedge, and that's it. So it should show us the speed of the messages. But here's the problem, and maybe it's pretty obvious for Kotlin heavy Kotlin users, and but from my side it was totally unclear and totally. Let's take a look at the Kotlin part, right? So from the Kotlin side, I just want to have this message with 1 byte and then loop it back. So like I have Dart executor, binary messenger, and it send it back. Yeah, and it should work, I thought. But you know what? It shows that it's some error. There are some error. But I thought that it's really what can be wrong with this code? It's come on, it's just Kotlin. And if we take a look at the here at the error, where is you can see that this message has 0 length, and it's kind of problem. What? And you can post in the chat what do you think, what is the problem. And yeah, meanwhile I will open Android Studio and I will show you something interesting. By the way, are there any like Android fans here, or maybe Kotlin fans? Would be nice to hear you. Yeah. Where is my Android Studio? So yeah, here is Android Studio, and let's take a look at the Kotlin main. Sorry, activity. So yeah, here it is. It should work, but something is wrong, and yeah, it will build and show and other stuff. But the big problem here, if I try to debug this, connect it, uh, and actually this thing took, I don't know, maybe 1 day of my life and couple of gray hairs, because if you're dealing with channels and binary messages, it's not that straightforward. Where is my as you can see, this message that I got from Dart side, message. It's actually a binary buffer, but the problem is in this flag is direct. Yeah, so here this message is in direct buffer, and in the Kotlin, in the Android, and the Java, it's a big difference between direct buffer and indirect buffer. And the big problem here, this Flutter engine Dart executor binary messenger send requires to have actually a direct buffer. So like to solve this problem, um, has to write it like this, like byte buffer allocate the direct, some black magic of Kotlin with the exclamation marks. And I don't like when code is yelling at me, but here like you have to write this like this. So yeah, and that's a problem with this whole binaries and other stuff. So yeah, that was kind of strange, but and let's return to the, and I will stop this. Yeah, I don't need Android. Disconnect. So let's jump to the speed of the binary messengers, right? And I should start this. What? Ah, yeah. Of course, Flutter packages get. Yeah. Mm, yeah. Thanks, Flutter, but yeah. Okay, so let's take a look at the speed of the binary messages. So here we have 1 byte that jumps to native side and another. So, and to send this byte, let me switch from milliseconds. Yeah, one. Give me 1 millisecond. Interlink and other stuff. Mm, waiting, and yeah, in microseconds, because yeah, it's too fast for milliseconds. Yeah, and actually in microseconds, it's something like, as you can see, to send 1 byte. It's I think it's not bigger than 11 15,000 microseconds. Yeah, so something like this, something around 4 milliseconds or so. Is it like big number, or how fast they are? I don't know. I don't think that binary messages or any native channels, they are made for, the jumping back and forth gigabytes of data between native and Dart code. So yeah, I think it's okay. And again, I believe that someone like really experienced developers can, right now they're yelling at the screen like, it's not a benchmark, it's a bullshit. Sorry, but yeah, it's my benchmark. And actually, we don't have much time left, so let me switch to the message channels, because it's more convenient than binary channels. And actually, it's almost the same. And the biggest difference here is that on top of binary messages, we have message channel. And actually, it looks like, yeah. And I need to, of course, I need to Flutter packages get. And here is our channel name, and how to create message channel is just like this. We're creating basic message channel with some, of course, types. So here, this basic message channel will accept only strings, and of course, obviously, it will accept string codec, because it's like a string. And as you can see, here we have another argument as binary messenger. So you can provide your own binary messenger to the message channel. And by default, it uses our lovely, yeah, sorry, service binding default binary messenger, so that we used before. And yeah, that's it. And to send something, we're just using send. And it's not that is not that complicated as it was before with the binary messages, because actually it's just sending strings. And yeah, it's pretty obvious. uh, of course, you can use not only string codec. Here you can use actually a lot of codecs. So for instance, here we have binary codec. And yeah, actually, binary codec don't do anything, because it's sending byte data through the binary messages, and we don't need to use any encoding or decoding. Standard message coding, it accepts some types. Like you can see a list here, like Java Boolean, long, double, string, byte, integer, and others. Yeah, and JSON. So yeah, you can use JSON here. And of course, you can write your own message codec if you need something special. It's just to implement interface with encode message and decode message. So it's just like simple serialization. Um, yeah. How to? Yeah. Here we're sending some data to native, and on the native side, it's pretty straightforward too. So here we have basic message channel, almost the same with the string, and with the channel name and some codec. So yeah, and here I'm setting message handler with some reply. I will not show you how it works, because yeah, I don't have much time, and it's pretty obvious. And to get some information from the native side, we shall use and Yeah, and if you have any comments or any questions, just say it in chat. So yeah, yeah, and let's jump to the next one from the quick wrap up for a message channel. For a message channel, it's almost the same as the binary messenger, but under the hood it decodes and encodes some messages. Oh, and I would already, yeah, sorry, I already switched, and that's it. And of course they kind of a little bit slower than binary messages because yeah, of course they should encode and decode some messages, and everything else is the same about asynchronous and threads and other. So, but what else? What if we want to invoke some method from the Dart? It's most common case. We want to invoke some method from the Dart side, some platform method from Dart side, and from the Dart side in the to native side. So and yeah, sorry, yeah, I lost. Okay, the sun, yeah, the method channels. And again, it's the same. So on top of the binary messages, we have method channel, and it looks like this. So what if, and it's a cool feature. What if I want to vibrate my phone if my balance is bigger than 1,000 Wookie coins? It would be super nice. So here I have, if our balance is bigger and or equal to 1,000, I will vibrate. And here we have our lovely channel. It's, yeah, again, it's kind of simple. Method channel with the channel name and without any codecs or anything by default. And we can just invoke some methods, vibrate device, and how it looks like on the backend code. Let me start debugging. Yeah, on the native code, it looks like this. So we have again the same method channel with the method call handler with the callback. And here is, I would say, not that great thing is that here again we are using strings. So here we have vibrate device method, and it's kind of like a switch case statement. So we have to rely on the strings, not on the sum type system, and it's not really convenient because, and I will show you it in a second. Installing builds, waiting, syncing. Yeah, it should be here. And let me cut. Um, yeah, okay. Let's wait until this scroll. Okay. So yeah, that's unfortunate. Uh, Here we should vibrate in case of if we have more than 1,000 Wookie coins. Yeah. Yeah. So is come on, stop. As you can see, where it is, where it is, where is it? Mhm. Okay. I will not show you. I will not scroll all this things. So yeah, vibration. Yeah, here it is. Vibrator service. Try to stop vibrating, but there is no vibrator device. Really convenient message. Yeah, so on vibrated device for 2,000 milliseconds. What if I, for instance, I change some name? I don't know. I forgot the name of the on the method and something like this. The biggest problem here is that I will not get any I don't know type IntelliSense or something like this. I will get and I got some missing plugin exception on the Dart side, but of course I can yeah, of course here I can write something like this. where is my code? Yeah, I can write something like this, like in try catch, but yeah, it's unfortunately not that convenient. And how to solve this problem, I will talk a little bit later. And yeah, so, and to pass some arguments, of course, we can use just here in invoke method, we can use arguments, and on the Kotlin side, you can use call dot arguments. Okay, and let's jump to the last one, to the event messages. Sorry for being that quick, because yeah, have plenty of things to discuss, but we don't have all time in the world. So yeah, about event channels. Mhm. Ah, sorry. It's on number 9. Again, event channels. It's almost the same as previous. They built on top of binary messages, and they follow the same guidelines and rules. And the biggest difference is that they focus more on events and other stuff. So here, where is our account? Yeah, and again. And so yeah, so here we have our lovely event channel, and yeah, and with the channel name, of course, and the subscription. It's a magic of streams, of Dart streams. So, and that's a kind of really cool feature, and I don't know why banks or finance companies not create this. So yeah, it's copyright under me. So yeah, um, what if I drop my phone, and it would be nice to log out our application, our bank application. So here, with the magic of the event channel, I can do that. So I have event channel, and here's the subscription. It's a stream, and in case of value, and what is value? Value is just one sensor from the Kotlin side, and 10 is more than just a normal velocity of the phone. So, and here on this part, it's kind of not that simple, I would say, on the Kotlin side, because to say, hey, we have some sensor events, we should implement sensor event listener for the and the Flutter activity. And here we have two methods, like on cancel and on listen. So you can I don't know, do some garbage collection or something in case of you don't have any listeners. um, and here is the magic, like it's Kotlin magic, I will not explain it, but here I can send some sensor events on the Dart side, on the Dart side. So let's take a look. So just imagine if you're logged into your phone. Yeah, you have your, I don't know, some sensitive data, and you accidentally drop your phone. Hup. Well, in that case, it's not dropped, it's elevated, I don't know, maybe with a zero gravity or something like this. But yeah, you just need to work on this value. But yeah, it's, well, yeah. So if I drop my phone, yeah, it will log me out. It's kind of nice feature, and it's made with the event channel. And yeah, what to say about event channels? They almost the same. Of course, here you can use on error for a stream, or on undone. So if you're done with the stream, and you can do anything you want with the stream, where, listen, and other stuff. So it's pretty convenient. Um, yeah, and that's it from my side. From, at least, from event channel. So as I said, they're pretty obvious. Everything is built on top of binary messages. And to wrap this up, some hints. First of all, prefix channel names, and that's the biggest issue here is that strings. Here we have channel name, and if, for instance, I will, I don't know, name my channel like test, um, and someone in the world with some library will use the same, yeah, it's a big problem because during the lifetime of your Flutter application, it will be replaced, and it's not great stuff. And you should use the same name here in Kotlin side or iOS side. And how to solve this problem, because you will not have types or any other things here. One solution, of course, there is no silver bullet. So one solution is to work with the magic of CI system. Maybe keep these names in some kind of, maybe some variables like I don't know, like my super name, and then during the CI process, replace it by this placeholder with the actual and replace it everywhere. And the same with the method names. But yeah, it's not that convenient. Um, what else? Look at the contract again. It's about the method names, so you should deal with the contract. And the last one is if you want to test something. So yeah, for instance, you want to mock something on the Dart side, not to trigger native side. You can, of course, you can do that. To mock this channel, it's pretty easy because just a stream, just replace it. But for instance, if we have some channel, I don't know, some kind of like basic message channel, yeah, with some strings. Um, Okay, it doesn't matter. You can use this thing on the channel. It's set mock message handler, so you can mock everything, and like it's really convenient because it's built in feature. And to test this channels, it's nice to have. And yeah, that's it from my side. Thank you very much for your attention.